Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Dover Speedway. It's the Monster Mile 100 Race 4 here in Season 8 of the NOSSCAR X2 Series. Marcus Walter Brown in the 20 car is on the pole for the third time in his career, and the green flag waves. Already a bit of a dust-up there, a bit of a scuffle on the start of the race. 16 cars ready to conquer the Monster Mile, or looking to survive, perhaps. Caleb Lopez with a move. Marcus Walter Brown, heavy contact into the wall, comes back down the track and into the grass. And there was another car involved. Looked like Brian Wiggins in the 5 car got a piece of it. And McMurder loses a number of positions. The 2 cars that started on the front row are now outside the top 7. McMurder now back to 8th. Caitlin Lohr just in front of him in 7th. And Brian Wiggins hits the wall and spins coming out of turn 2. Tough break for Wiggins. He was inside the top 5 when that happened. And there's another car. And there's a car spun on the inside of the front straightaway, and heavy contact was made. Caitlin Lohr in the 48 got a piece of it. So 7th on back, well behind the race leader here early in the going in the Monster Mile 100. Race 4 here in Season 8 of the NOSSCAR X2 Series. And again, here in the X2 Series, there are no cautions. So all of this carnage, all of this chaos, all the debris you're seeing in the exit of turn 2, there's no saving them. There's no caution being called. There's no yellow flag that the flagman, the virtual flagman, is reaching for here. That's Clinton Buchanan in the 14 car, part-time driver of the NOSSCAR X2 Series. He is riding around in the 4th position. It's Caleb Lopez in the 95 leading the race. Eddie Fikes is in 2nd in the 25 car. There's a pink car in 3rd, working on figuring out who that might be. We believe it is Tiger DePinto running up there in 3rd in the number 06 car, or excuse me, number 6 car. So it's Lopez, Fikes, DePinto, Buchanan, and McMurder, your top 5. And it's been one whirlwind of a start to the Monster Mile 100. The 5 cars you keep seeing in your frame, they are your top 5 drivers. Frank Edwards in the 78 car, running in 6th. He's always very competitive here at Dover. And there's a big pile up on the front straightaway involving the 1 car of Rush Downing and a few others. We're going to see if we can rewind it and see who else may have been involved. Looked like Brian Wiggins in the 5. And it looked like a driver that didn't have their paint job load up. And I believe that is Jeffrey Robinson Jr. in the 42 that was involved, and we're hearing that Jeffrey has severe damage and he's going to be out of today's event at Dover. Now we see Tiger DePinto go from 3rd to 5th, by the way. So Clinton Buchanan up to 3rd, Tyler McMurder up to 4th, Tiger back to 5th. Of course, McMurder and DePinto, the blue and the pink cars, teammates there, Timac Motorsports. Now Tiger looking on the inside of Clinton. McMurder completes the pass, and he's going to take 3rd, and it looks like Tiger's going to try to follow his teammate back by, and he will. So put the 2 Timac Motorsports Fords up into 3rd and 4th. Meanwhile, up front, Eddie Fikes is closing the gap down on Caleb Lopez. That is the battle for the lead. It is out of frame at this time. Those 2 cars way up there entering turn 1. They are your 2 race leaders, and they're having a fight for that lead. Frank Edwards in the 78 still scored in the 6th position. Matt Tetmeyer in the 3 currently scored in 7th. Daniel Harmon in the 62 currently scored in 8th. Crush Rock in the 66 car currently scored in 9th. And Marcus Walter Brown, your pole sitter, currently scored in the 10th position. 16 drivers started the race. We're down to 13 cars left on the racetrack here, folks. It's been a wild start to the Monster Mile 100. There you see, I believe it was Caitlin Lohr. Oh, and we see a car spun, and it was Clinton Buchanan in the 14 who was in 5th place. That's a tough break for Clinton. He was having a career run here in NOSSCAR eSport competition. We haven't seen Clinton in months, and he's returning here as a part-time driver. We got a car stopped there. Oh, it's still Clinton trying to get it all gathered up against the inside wall. He is now 1 lap down. The NOSSCAR X2 Series might be the most challenging series to win the championship in, because there are no cautions saving you if you make a single mistake or if you get involved in somebody else's mistake. Also the unique point system where they take your 8 highest points totals from the 25 races, or however many you enter, and that determines your total amount of points in the point standings. We saw a black car there down towards the inside in the grass, and it was Marcus Walter Brown in the 20. He was scored in the 10th position, and he has now fallen to the 12th position. 13 cars left on the racetrack, and I believe 7 of them are currently scored on the lead lap. Matt Tetmeyer in the 3 car is the last car on the lead lap right now. Caleb Lopez, your race leader. Eddie Fikes in 2nd. Tyler McMurder in 3rd. McMurder's closing in on both of them. Tiger DeVinto in 4th. Frank Edwards in 5th. In fact, the 2 Fords from Timac Motorsports are both running down the 2 race leaders of Lopez and Fikes. Oh! And heavy contact to the inside wall. The yellow buckets that protect the drivers from that wall where the pit road entrance is. And we saw a car hit that wall very, very hard, full head of steam. And there goes Caitlin Lohr down the back straightaway in the 48 car. Excuse me. She must have hit the outside wall and spun. Tough break for her. She won the Phoenix 100, race 2 of the season. It was her very first win in NOSSCAR eSport competition. Not many drivers can say they have a NOSSCAR B Division win, much less the X2 Series. But she's not really having the race she was looking for here so far in the Monster Mile 100 at Dover Speedway on NASCAR 15 Victory Edition. NOSSCAR is a non-profit licensed e-sport racing company that hosts 11 different virtual online racing leagues across 5 video games, folks. 5 of which are on the NASCAR 15 Victory Edition video game. And it also includes NASCAR Heat 2, NASCAR Heat 3, F1 2014, and GTA 5. If you're interested in signing up for any of our eSport racing leagues, head over to NOSSCAR.com and scroll to the bottom of the homepage to see details on how to sign up and become a NOSSCAR driver. We have a car stopped against the inside wall. I didn't get a good look at who it was. It was a dark car, which makes me think that it's Marcus Walter Brown again in the number 20. But I can't say for sure. Green flag pit stops have begun. All these drivers are going to have to make several pit stops throughout this race, and we can tell you that Caleb Lopez is on pit road. Caitlin Lohr back on pit road again for more service. We believe she was on pit road earlier. She was involved in the incident. One of the few incidents, I should say. Frank Edwards in the 78 car leaving pit road there. There's Caleb Lopez in the 95 just in front of him. And the gap between those two before pit stops began was much greater than that, so Great job by the pit crew of Frank Edwards, or perhaps his entry onto pit road was a little faster. Remember, no black flags either in any of the 5 NASCAR 15 Victory Edition leagues. If we have the black flags on and a driver receives a penalty for something, they will cause multiple drivers to disconnect from the race lobby, and then the race is ruined for many drivers. Eddie Fike stayed out to lead a lap and get the bonus point. Now he's on pit road. Tiger DePinto is on pit road. Clinton Buchanan is on pit road. And now Tyler McMurder stays out to lead a lap as well. Caleb Lopez looking to get around him with the much fresher tires, and as you can see, McMurder pulled down low to let the 95 go. And here comes McMurder in the 84. On to pit lane. Still a lot of cars on pit road getting service. Brian Wiggins in the 5 car getting service. There's Eddie Fikes in the 25 leaving pit road. On the track, you see them going by. It was Caleb Lopez. That was Marcus Walter Brown. That light blue car there, that was Frank Edwards. It's hard to catch a glimpse of him, but the pink car was Tiger DePinto. The car right behind him was Brian Wiggins. That was Crush Rock and the number 66. We haven't really spoken too much about Crush Rock, but he's currently scored in the 10th position. He was involved in a couple of those scuffles towards the beginning of the race, and that might be why we haven't spoken much of him. Oh, that's Rush Downing in the number 1 car, currently scored in 11th, just in front of your race leaders, making it interesting. It's 3 wide. I can't believe they made it through there. McMurder had to really check up, and he's going to lose a lot of time, a lot of track position as well. Eddie Fikes is your race leader in the 25. Caleb Lopez in the 95, currently scored in 2nd. Not for long. Now that our scoring is getting updated, it's Frank Edwards in the 78 car right there running in 2nd. McMurder in 3rd. Caleb Lopez in the 95 running in 4th. How about Frank Edwards in the 78 running in 2nd place? He has a NOSSCAR X2 Series win. He's going to lose 2nd place now here to McMurder in the 84. And perhaps 3rd to Caleb Lopez, but still a solid run by this number 78 team. His NOSSCAR X2 Series win came at Phoenix International Raceway. Whoa! Hold on to her, Frank. Hit the outside wall, the car traveled to the inside, and he saves it. And there's Crush Rock in the 66 leaving pit road. You're watching race 4 of 25 here in season 8 of the NOSSCAR X2 series on the NASCAR 15 Victory Edition video game. Subscribe to us here on the YouTube channel to see all sorts of action here in the world of NOSSCAR eSport racing. From dirt to asphalt, from road courses to ovals, from open wheel to stock. We got it all. So it's Eddie Fikes, Tyler McMurder, Caleb Lopez, Frank Edwards, and Daniel Harmon. Your top 5. Daniel Harmon has recovered nicely. He has traveled from 10th all the way up to the 5th position. Or excuse me, sorry, this is my fault. Daniel Harmon has not scored in the 5th position right now. It's actually Tiger DePinto in the pink car that's currently scored in 5th. And he's right behind Caleb Lopez and Frank Edwards in this fight for the position. All these drivers running inside the top 5. Daniel Harmon is trying to deploy some fuel strategy. He has the longest fuel mileage of anybody else in today's event. And he's looking to stretch it, perhaps make it on 1 fewer pit stop than all these drivers. Whoa, Caleb Lopez went real close to the outside wall in turn 1 and 2 that time by. He's going to make the pass on Frank Edwards, or he's going to hold him off for now. Tiger DePinto in the pink car is there with them. And he goes around Frank Edwards for 4th. action all over this racetrack. It's hard to get a hold of all of it. Eddie Fikes is the race leader. He is the car that you see in front of Tyler McMurder up there in the blue car, similar to the 84 machine. Eddie Fikes looking for his first career NOSSCAR eSport racing win. I've already seen a driver do that earlier this season. That was Caitlin Lohr in the number 48 car, getting the job done at Phoenix, in the Phoenix 100. No fuel mileage strategy needed on that day. Qualified 5th, led 14 laps. She stayed inside the top 4 all race long, even through the green flag pit stop cycles. She battled hard with Jeffrey Robinson Jr., held him off, held Tyler McMurder off, and won the event. And if you can hold McMurder, 4-time X2 Series champion, off for a win at a short track, you've really, really done something in the world of NOSSCAR. Crush Rock making a little bit of contact with the outside wall there. So did Tiger DeVinto in the pink car. He has now passed Caleb Lopez and Frank Edwards. Put Tiger up into the 3rd position. I spoke too soon. When he made contact with the outside wall, Caleb Lopez went back around him on the inside, so put Caleb up to the 3rd position again. It's a dogfight for 3rd, 4th, and 5th. And meanwhile, up front, McMurder's trying to run down Eddie Fikes and not having much luck. The gap is staying at about 3 seconds here. Eddie in the 25 is doing an amazing job slicing and dicing his way through the lapped cars, going where they're not. I believe it was the 1 car of Rush Downing that was lapped here just a moment ago. Went to the inside, went right by him. Rush Downing, becoming a veteran slowly here in the NOSSCAR eSport racing community. He knows when to let the leaders go by. Rush had a pretty fast car for the Monster Mile 100 here today, but he was involved in that wreck on lap 1 and on lap 4, and then another one, we believe, on lap 12. Put him behind the 8 ball and given his car a little bit of damage. Oh, and problems for Crush Rock in the 66. He must have hit the outside wall because he's got a lot of front end damage and he's slow at the inside of the racetrack over there. If you're just joining the broadcast, there are no cautions here in the NOSSCAR X2 Series. I'd be a little surprised if you can find a car out there that's unscathed. 2 cars on pit road right now. 16 drivers started in today's event. We have 13 drivers left on the racetrack. And oh, big wreck in front of Tyler McMurder here. It was Marcus Walter Brown and Caitlin Lohr, the 20 and the 48, right in front of our 2nd place runner, and he was able to sneak on past it. Green flag pit stops are beginning. The gap between Fikes and McMurder has shrunk a little bit, and it has a lot to do with these cars that are battling to stay on the lead lap. He's only got 1 car in front of him now, but a moment ago he had a gaggle of cars that he was dealing with, and allowed that interval to slowly decrease. Oh, and Marcus Walter Brown stopped against the outside wall, and then there was another driver in the grass area, and it looked like it might have been Rush Downing. Those drivers currently scored in 11th and 12th. to take a break from commentary, and we're going to speed up the footage to get you back to the action. Green flag pit stops have begun, and we will reset the field for you and let you know where your favorite driver is running when we return. You're watching NOSSCAR Esport Racing, B-Division Racing, on the NASCAR 15 Victory Edition video game on the PlayStation 3 console. Head over to NOSSCAR.com to learn more. Subscribe here on YouTube. Give us a thumbs up on Facebook. And we hope to see you at an esport racing event in the near future. Oh, and Crush Rock hits the outside wall, front straightaway. Quick update after the green flag pit stops. McMurder appears to be in front of Eddie Fikes, though he's not the race leader. Some other cars with better fuel mileage strategies in play are ahead of the 84 at this time. But they will be having to come in for fuel and tires here very shortly. But this is huge. 84 in front of the 25. Holding back. Here for the Monster Mile 100. We're getting close to the end here. Drivers making final pit stops. Some of them right now, some of them in the following laps here. McMurder is your race leader. Eddie Fikes in the 25 car there in the blue car, chasing them down. Trying to take the win for the first time. Eddie looking for his first win here in NOSSCAR Esport Racing in the B Division on NASCAR 15 Victory Edition. We'll have to see if he can do it here. The gap is shrinking between the two. As you can see, other cars are on pit road. I believe that was Frank Edwards in the 78 car. And we have a battle for the lead brewing here. Oh, never mind. Eddie Fikes ducks onto pit road. Tiger DeBinto is on pit road as well. And I was wrong, by the way. It was Caitlin Lohr in the 48 car that made a pit stop that most recent time by. McMurder's going to stay out an extra time here, lead a lap, even though he's already got the bonus point. He might be thinking strategy, might be wanting fresher tires for the end of the race. Oh, and Rush Downing in the one car got into the wall coming out of turn 4, and that was a bit of a scary moment. He ended up going to the inside and letting McMurder go by on the outside. The blue car coming up behind McMurder is the 48 car of Caitlin Lohr. She has already made a green flag pit stop. She's good to go to the end of the race. As is the pink car we just saw bounce off the wall, that being Tiger DeBinto. And he's side by side with, I believe it was Eddie Fikes in the 25 car, who has also made his green flag pit stop and is good to go to the finish. And here comes McMurder on pit road for service. Rush Downing in the one car looked like he came down pit road as well. Where is Eddie Fikes? There he went. That dark blue car right there. So he's got to go all the way around now, and he's got to get around the 84 machine. See if he can do it. He's got to be exiting turn 2 by now. Pardon me. And it looked like it was a splash of fuel only for the 84. Not taking any chances. Only a few laps to go in the event. Looking to get the job done with just a splash of fuel. About 6 laps to go here, and that's Brian Wiggins in the 5. Or excuse me, no it's not. That's actually Daniel Harmon in the 62 car. Harmon is currently scored in the 5th position. And he's the first car 1 lap down right now. Fantastic number 62 paint job. You can tell he has a lot of damage on the front end. There's Eddie Fikes in the dark blue 25. He is all over McMurder. He is coming. And Daniel Harmon is not making it easy for the 7-time champion. He gets back around him. Remember, McMurder didn't take tires. He took a splash only. We think he can make it to the end easily, but can his tires make it to the end? It's going to be close here, guys. The pink car behind them of Tiger DeBinto is scored in the 6th position. He's trying to chase down Daniel Harmon. That would be a battle for 5th and 6th. Caleb Lopez fighting with Daniel Harmon just in front of McMurder, and that's a fight for 4th and 5th. Harmon went down and hit the inside wall. McMurder goes around him on the outside. Eddie Fikes is going to do the same, or is he? Slight contact with the outside wall, but it's Tyler McMurder in the 84 taking the checkered flag and winning the Monster Mile 100. It's the 5th time he's won at Dover in the NOSSCAR X2 Series. It's his 33rd career NOSSCAR X2 Series win, and it's the 1st of the season. Wow. Eddie Fikes nearly had his first career NOSSCAR eSport racing win tonight. Much like Jeffrey Robinson Jr. fell just a little bit short in the Phoenix 100, Eddie Fikes does here today in the Monster Mile 100, but both drivers have a stellar future in the NOSSCAR B Division on NASCAR 15 Victory Edition. Thanks very much for joining us, guys. This was race 4 of 25 here in Season 8 of the NOSSCAR X2 Series. Go to NOSSCAR.com, scroll to the bottom of the homepage to learn how to sign up for free and join the NOSSCAR eSport racing community.